Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back to Iraq. Like I stated before, there's more than just oil in Iraq. And once the waters in Euphrates River started to go down, not only did they find a city down there that's 3,600 years old that's biblical, but they keep finding gold on the surface of the water. It's right out there in the open. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a moment. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold, silver, or any other precious metals, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description, or just type in www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy. If you make a purchase when you follow that link, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So get started today, and hopefully your stack will start to look like this real soon. So head on over, tell them Pimpy sent you. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here, I do post updates. If I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, Jacera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Metals, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. So it says the Finance Committee is likely to start implementing the budget law tomorrow. So they're not waiting around. I know there's some appeals taking place. But like this article says, these appeals are pertaining to other parts of the budget, so why can't the rest of it move forward? The Parliament's Financial Committee ruled out on Monday the impact of the Iraqi government's appeals on articles of general budget law and the passage of the law, likely to start implementing its articles starting tomorrow. This would be awesome. It is the appeals filed by the government on articles and paragraphs in the budget law that stopped, not the budget law. The cabinet session on Tuesday is likely to be the beginning of the launch of the implementation of the budget law in ministries and state institutions. Cougar stressed that the ministries of finance should be ready to implement the budget law, and we do not know the reasons for the delays in implementing the law. That's what I'm saying. What is the reason? We know there's some appeals going on, but my understanding, it has more to do with the verbiage that's being used. On July 3rd, the federal Prime Minister, al-Sudani, filed an appeal with the federal Supreme Court with a number of paragraphs of the budget law with a request from the court to issue willy orders to suspend the implementation of those articles after the law entered into force until the court decided to challenge the constitutionality of the articles. So there you have it, finally. Let's see if they actually do what they say they're going to do. We'll know by tomorrow. The central bank is on the ground following the strategy of banking reform. If you were to read these headlines, it doesn't sound very positive now, does it? So during these days, the central bank followed up with field tours of our government and private banks starting last week in Erbil, with a specialized and expanded meeting in the presence of banks operating in the province and the Association of Iraq Private Banks. Field follow-up continued today to the Iraqi Bank for Trade and Governmental Industrial. One of the most prominent things that was pointed out, and the governor of the central bank stressed that the main goal is the role of the central bank and the banking sector in implementing paragraph 7 of the Article 12 of the government program, Financial and Banking Reform, which stipulates reforming the banking system in Iraq in order to provide a real and effective basis for the advancement of the Iraqi economy and stimulate investment through restructuring and mechanizing government banks. reviewing their work, stipulating private banks, and enabling them to be able to support investment and development in a real way. Where the central bank is implementing its plan for this year is to build a clear foundation for market stability, maintaining the stability of the Iraqi Dinar exchange rate according to the official target price, support its purchasing power, and continue the campaign to support the Iraqi Dinar at all levels. Therefore, the directives of the Central Bank of Private Bank in Erbil were to carry the same directions for government banks in Baghdad. From our follow-up and analysis of the results of the field visits, the focus was as objectives to be implemented as followed. Here are the steps to implement them. The first one, raising the level of accuracy and speed in the implementation of foreign trade transfers and overcoming delays in them by in-depth negotiations with the U.S. Federal Reserve and agreeing with a specialized auditing company. By auditing the remittance instead of the American virality, this contributed to the success of the project by 80%, and the allocations of permanent and advanced center to make those transfers and ensure the stability of the exchange rate. Second thing they want to do is supporting the productive private sector and financing and developing small and medium enterprises in a way that contributes to reducing unemployment, activating the economic cycle, and stimulating the economy. This is what I was talking about last night. The third is enabling the banking sector to contribute to the development and investment as stated in the government program, and proposing the banks finance a project detailing a commercial road between Erbil and Baghdad that achieves an important strategic goal that serves trade, transport, investment, and rapid hospital transport. It is considered one of the pillars of the sustainable development projects. And the last step is the upgrading the levels of services provided to customers and investing in modern financing and banking technology. These are all the things we know they need to take, the steps necessary to strengthen Iraqi dinar. So it's urgent, Erdogan, upcoming visit to Iraq, and water tops the talk. So al-Sudani had spoken with the leader of Turkey, and he wanted them. Now pay attention to this article, because this is nothing like you hear in the news. Let's just start up here. So it said this is an upcoming visit by the Turkish president to Iraq, and the water file will be at the top of the files as discussed. The Ministry of Resources also sent a technical delegation to Turkey and discussed with the Turks the latest development in the file, adding that ministries hope to launch appropriate and acceptable quantities towards the Tigris and Euphrates River during the summer seasons. Everybody's going, oh, the climate control, the climate control. That's not what's happening. You have Syria and Turkey. They have so many dams there. They hold all the water. So, you can start a water war over there. And it's causing the Euphrates River to dry up. And not just the Euphrates, but the Tigris. Here is the Tigris River. But here is the Euphrates. And if you follow the Euphrates River, here's a second dam. I mean, look at this one. This is blocking the water from going into Iraq. Here's another one right here, over by Syria. Now look, here in Euphrates, it opens up real nice. Look how much water that is. Then you get here and you have another dam. I mean, look how much water Turkey and Syria keep from going down into Iraq. Now, I remember Iraq at one time threatened to blow this dam up. Here you go again, blocking the water. And again, you get the point. Notice how thick and plentiful the water is all through here. Look at all this. All this all through here. But once you get here, it's pretty much slowed down tremendously. The rivers look really small. There's hardly any water in there, and this is going into Iraq. And it comes down in here. Now this looks really full. There's a small dam there, but they're talking about putting a huge dam on both the Tigris and Euphrates River, the biggest of its kind, to keep this from happening. They have to keep asking Turkey to release water. So this is the result of Turkey releasing 35 days of nonstop water. Prime Minister al-Sidini moved the stagnant waters with Turkey and Iran and transferred the water file with him from the technical diplomatic file to sovereign, and follows it personally. He continued, the Sudanese visited Turkey and convinced it to increase the releases of the Tigris River for 35 days. As he continued, the matter also applies with the Iranian side, as a prime minister with the president of the republic and in the company of the ministry visited Iran more than once and moved the water file to a common border. And now work is underway with Iran to set up stations to read the sewage from Iran to Iraq. So no, this has nothing to do with climate control or anything like that. You have both Turkey and Syria with those huge dams, and there's an agreement that they're supposed to release so much water every month. Right now, they're currently releasing less than one half of what the agreement was. And that's a big sticking point between Iraq and Turkey. So, of course, what this done is caused the Euphrates to dry up, so much so that they found a city in there that's 3,600 years old. It's very biblical because it talks about end times prophecy where the Euphrates dries up, the city is revealed, and then it talks about the amount of gold you will find and not to touch the gold because the gold leads to an apocalypse. I'm not even kidding. And guess what's happening? Of course, when you see it, how can you resist?
The Euphrates is drying up, strangled by the water policies of Iraq's neighbors, Turkey and Syria, a 2-year drought and years of misuse by Iraq and its farmers. The river is significantly smaller than it was just a few years ago. Drought in Iraq has happened long ago. The Euphrates River has dried up. Now the drying up of the Euphrates River is not just a prophecy, but it really happened. Recently a video showed gold miners around the Euphrates River. What was surprising was that the gold was scattered like stone.
I mean, these are not small nuggets, these are big. If you're poor and you live in Iraq, man, if you can find a few pounds of this, it'll definitely change your life. Now I noticed they don't have the technology they need to actually do any real dredging. I'd love to go there with the dredge and go dig up some of these nuggets.
What a shock after seeing this. Is this the golden mountain that the prophet foretold? Prophet Muhammad prophesied. Soon the river Euphrates will disclose the treasure of gold. Whoever will be present at that time should not take anything of it. Hadith narrated by Sahih Bukhari. Judging from the video, miners take gold very easily. With the size of gold the size of a pebble, it can be ascertained that there is a large gold source around the location. If this golden mountain did exist, it would surely cause great enmity between mankind. So, is it true that the apocalypse is so near?
Take from that what you will, but the fact that they're pulling up big gold nuggets, now I heard about this years ago. There's a survey done, and when a scanner went over Iraq's Euphrates River, they were talking about they have so much gold sitting on the surface of the river. But then since then it's been dried up, and you can see people are finding it. And they're doing this with, it looks like laundry baskets. If they had the right equipment out there, God only knows how much gold they'd actually find. That's pretty crazy. So it looks like al-Sidini decided not to participate in the local election. What? The Prime Minister al-Sidini decided on Monday not to participate in the upcoming elections. Now, isn't that the same thing that al-Kadhimi said, and then he went ahead and ran for it anyways? The Prime Minister al-Sidini made a definitive decision not to participate in the local elections. An official source said the Prime Minister wants to focus only on implementing his government program away from any political activity. That's questionable if you ask me. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys let me know what you think. I look forward to talking to you, and I'll catch you later. I'm out.